Hello, good day. My name is Dave, and welcome to your second HTML tutorials. In the first tutorial, we were able to set up our file and write our first Hello World program. In this tutorial, we will try to understand what we actually did in that first tutorial. This is what we did, you and I together, and that was a lot of fun. The first thing we did was create a HTML open tag and HTML close tag. Then we created a head, open and close. Then we created a body, open and close. Those were the things we did in the past. Now I want to do one more thing, which is dot type and HTML. You need to tell whatever browser or parser that is reading this page that, hey, whatever you're seeing after this line is actually in a language called HTML. You understand? So computer reads this page. So when it comes here, it needs to understand what language am I expecting to read. So it will know how to translate it. So this helps the computer know the type of documents that is below. That being said, we are back to what we had here. We have a HTML. Remember that everything is inside HTML. This is called an element. This is the HTML element. Both of them together makes up something called an element. Then an element is made up of an open tag and a closing tag. Look at it here. An open tag and a closing tag. Alright, it's very important that you learn the rules about elements so that as we proceed, things become easier. Now, some other thing you need to learn is that there's something called attributes. Attributes. You understand? Attributes are used to define extra properties for the elements, and you see, if I wanted something special to happen within the body tag or within the body element, I'll put an attribute on the opening tag. You get me? And it can only be in the opening tag. You can't put an attribute, for instance, in the closing tag. This is not possible. It's not done anywhere. So whatever extra value you are adding to your element is always on the opening tag. Alright? So that's one rule you need to always know. And one more rule is that attributes always have a value. Almost always, though. Once you have an attribute, you are expected to add an equal sign and then open quotes, then put the value, then close quotes. Hope you understand. Although not all values, sometimes when you have I just want to show you some of the exceptions. For instance, this is supposed to put a text box on our page. Let's just go check. When you get back to our famous Hello World page. Hope you still remember this guy. And we refresh. What do we have? We have a text box here, hello, where we can type something. That is just what we did here. Where are we? Yeah, that's exactly what we did here. And but then we can have there are some attributes that don't have a value. They are already a value by themselves. See, disabled is an attribute that has a value on its own. It's already a value, it doesn't need extra value. Disabled is, for instance, if you wanted the form to be disabled, people can't type on it. You understand? So for instance, when people are registering your website, they can't enter their age before they enter their email, for instance. It's only after they enter their email that the form position for age will show up. Or for instance, they have to choose a school first before they choose a department. So if they don't choose a school, the text box for department will be dead. So that's disabled, and it's one of the few places that attributes don't have a value. They are already a value. So this is an attribute, one of those few rare attributes that don't have a value. Otherwise, every time you have an attribute example type, there's an equal sign and there's a text inside. Alright, and then the other rule, like I told you, elements usually have an opening and closing tag, like I showed you before. But then there's some elements don't do that. For instance, this element input, it doesn't have a closing tag. Otherwise we would have something like input too. So it's one of those very few elements that don't have a closing tag. So elements that don't have a closing tag, they close themselves. For instance, you have input type equals the text, then / right in the opening tag. So it closes itself. Another element that closes itself is HR tag. It's for drawing a horizontal line. Then there is a BR tag. So I want to do something very interesting here. Right here, I want to do okay, we have HR and a BR tag. These tags and they close themselves. They are just one or two couple more, but they close themselves. All right. So you just need to memorize them. They are not few. They are very few. And I want you to notice something. Although we have spaces here, line spaces here, we have our input text, which is here. Then we have our hello world, which is here. But then on the browser, they're on the same line. Did you observe that? So that means that even if you're giving spaces in your code, on your design, it doesn't translate to spaces. So if you want spaces in your design, you actually have to tell the parser that there should be a space there. So BR is line break. It creates a space in between anything. So there is input text and there is a new line. This kind of creates a new line, and then there is a hello world. Then here is this one HR tag creates a horizontal line. So I'm going to save this file, save, and then come here and refresh, or you type Ctrl R. So what do we have? We have a text box, we have a line, a long line, which is our HR tag, then we have a break, complete line break, then we have our hello world, which is exactly what we did here. So thank you very much. In the next tutorial, we'll change, this is prone to errors, it's not coloring our code, so we'll change it to something very interesting. We'll download a new text editor. Thank you very much. See you in the next video, and don't forget to always go check out me on all social networks. Thank you very much.